Who the heck is Pep Talks?
I'm not gay, but I fantasize about Marco Rubio. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Let's eradicate the Kung Flu. I'm literally coming. Pep Talks. Pep Talks.
Who the heck is Pep Talk?
They want our women. They want our children.
Pep Talks.
Sometimes no means yes. Grab them by the pep talk. Grab them by the Marco Rubio. Obama is a racist.
Pep Talks.
I'm literally coming. I'm
Pep
literally coming.
Pep Talks.
We found weapons of mass
Pep talks.
destruction. My fellow Americans, it has been confirmed today from Pep Talks that we are indeed all high on politics.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of High on Politics. Hope you guys are doing well. Lots of news to get to today. And it's not all Epstein related, which is simultaneously good and bad. Good in the fact that it almost feels like a palate cleanser at this point, where it's just like it's a lot. The intro is so hype every time. Yeah, you know what? It's been about a year since I've had it, if not longer. And I'll just say, yeah, you know what? I still get hyped when I hear it. You know, I hope you guys are, I appreciate that because I really do. I sit through and there's occasions where, I don't know, it just like some of the stuff that Trump says in my intro is kind of, you know, especially the Marco Rubio part. It doesn't get old. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you for that. Also, just got to say, if you guys are just filing in here, can you please do me the solid, hit the like button as we start the stream. Really helps out, especially at the beginning. Trying something a little new today. I found my old headphones that they were new headphones that I lost before I even got to really try them. So yeah, we're going to try these out. Actually, I noticed that my volume was like really low when I started. So we're already off to a swimming start with that. Oh, man. Okay, so real quick breakdown of what we're going to be discussing today. I'm actually going to cover a little bit of what's going on with Savannah Guthrie, not Gouffre. I'm so used to the news with the Epstein stuff and Virginia Gouffre. So Savannah Guthrie, I'm not sure if you guys know who she is. She is the Today anchor, and I don't even know what channel Today is on, but it's one of them, you know, popular morning news shows. You would recognize her if you saw her. I think it's on NBC. I'm pretty sure it's on NBC because yeah, it's the Today Show, and I think Al Roker's on it or whatever. My mom used to watch it. Yeah, apparently her 80-something-year-old mother was kidnapped in Arizona. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but they got a ransom note, and it's definitely amped up. So we got some coverage on that. Tom Homan is pulling out 700 additional troops. I shouldn't call them troops. They are agents. He's pulling 700 ICE agents out of Minneapolis. We're going to discuss that. There was already 2,000 that were removed from Minneapolis after Bavino left, so additional 700 going out. But here's the kicker. Apparently, that puts them right at the number that they were at pre the operation kicking off. So it's not really that big of a change. And I'm not going to bury the lead entirely, but he essentially said, like, until the protesters stop, they're going to be there. So it's just, I have a feeling it's going to be there. Fire Outfit, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you know what? Kind of like, this is one of the OG, if you guys don't know, I really like the company Roots of Fight. Again, shout out to Roots of Fight. They're not sponsoring me in any way, shape, or form. I just really appreciate the quality of their clothing and just the subject matter of their clothing. This is one of the originals, the Muhammad Ali. They had a collaboration with, Under Armour. And then they made their own company. That's what my pink CM Punk hoodie is. That's what my Macho Man hoodie is. Yeah. They're kind of expensive, though. That's why I only have a few. But I highly recommend that company if you're into anything that is kind of like sports related, because they have special sports. Actually, they did just release a Ziggy Stardust David Bowie hoodie that is awesome. I love it. I want it so bad, but it's like I said, it's a little pricey, so not likely. Hey, Pinkerbell, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Wow, third world status confirmed. Now we have high-profile hostage situations. Exactly. You know what? I'm kind of glad that you said that, Etch, because you're not the only one that had that take on this. Surprisingly, they were just like, wow. So you're telling us that Trump stoked a bunch of these fires, and now you're there. Now the consensus is it's just like, oh, so now this is why the cartels are getting a little bit more ballsy, which with the ICE operations, closed border, and all that, how does it make sense that anytime that a crime happens, then it's somehow the logical conclusion is that it's going to be a Democrat's fault, right? Hence why in my title, I'm actually making them own this. It's Trump's economy, and Trump's economy is doing horrible. Today was a day that I hope a lot of people take some stock in, because this wasn't like, it's not like the stock market collapsed or anything like that, but the signs, guys, the signs of the economic downturn are too freaking loud to ignore anymore. We are heading towards, if not already in a recession. If you guys are living in a state that's not in a recession, it's likely going to hit you very, very fast. I think that Illinois is one of the ones that is in recession status. If you have a job that you do not like, do not leave it. I mean this. Do not up and leave a job right now. And do not take the jobs numbers at face value. Just like we thought, these reports coming out from the federal government are all slanted in the wrong direction, because when they make the corrections, it's so bad where it's just like, holy shit. So you're telling us that hiring is completely stagnant? Oh, wait a minute. That's not really jiving with the report that you gave us from December that said that we added, I think it was like 300,000 non-farm jobs. Just gotta say, man, and the fact that they are ignoring that, it's going to end up hitting Trumpers. Really, Trump-tards are going to destroy America by supporting a pedophile like Trump. Yes, Ray. Yes, they are. Welcome to the show, Ray. I think you're a first-timer. If you're not, welcome back. But, yeah, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Also, yeah, if you can hit that sub button, really helps me out. But that's if you're enjoying the content. I don't want to, come on, guys. Or if you guys want to come back and have a nice discussion. But it's true. They said creating jobs, and it is not true. They are not creating jobs. They're actually losing jobs. The manufacturing sector was one of the hardest hit, because apparently a lot of people got pushed out. That Korean situation in Georgia was a microcosm of a bunch of stuff that was already happening. Trump he's literally putting his foot on the gas to tank this economy, and it's the only people that it's benefiting are the uber wealthy. We kind of talked about this yesterday, about how at some point you make enough money, but once you make that enough money and the struggle isn't there for you, something happens in your spirit, in your soul, that just immediately makes you a bad person. I am convinced that just everybody that makes over $100,000 at this point is just a bad person. And when they fight so hard just to be like, I must maintain and keep my wealth, yeah. And it listen, if it's about okay, I got a house to pay, I got all this stuff, okay, and a little bit of access, fine, I'll give you that, even though it is ridiculous. But what we're going through now is just, it's untenable. I feel sorry for young people. I feel sorry for anybody that got a fucking computer science degree. Anyone who got a CS degree. And this is one thing that they were pushing hard on my generation when we were going to college. This is also why I didn't go, among other reasons. But that was actually one of them too, because they kept saying how our generation was going to feel the brunt of this, because at that time the jobs market was also piss poor. You have to remember that, God, it was about 2008. Yeah, so it was right around the financial crisis. So I'm feeling it again. And this is anecdotal on my end, I'm feeling and seeing the indicators that I saw at that time. For instance, my wife, she kind of brought it up because she's been paying attention to this. Obviously she's got a lot of time to sit. Here, actually, I just realized that the tip goal's not up. She has a lot of time to kind of sit and look through this stuff, and she saw that a bunch of the beauty sales are going to lower tier cosmetics, which she said is a strong indicator that the economy is starting to tank. Because I know this sounds stupid and it sounds super anecdotal, and it took me a while to kind of get behind this until I started talking to economists, and they're like, yeah, it's called lipstick theory. There's actually a theory in econ for this. So I guess the idea behind this is that when the economy starts tanking, women start spending less on their upkeep. So, less, expensive haircuts. They'll start, instead of going to like one of the higher priced hair thing, like people, they'll just get a cut. Hair coloring starts going out. Like you'll see more roots. And like she even said, she's like, it's a fashion trend too. Once you start seeing roots come back into fashion, that's when you know the economy's starting to tank. And then she even said, she's like, the final nail in that coffin is when lipstick sales start surpassing all other makeup sales, because lipstick apparently is a way. And please, again, any women in chat, you can speak to this better than I can. I'm just saying this is from my wife, so tell me if she's right or wrong. But she said that lipstick is the easiest way for a woman to have like the visible, feel good factor, where it's like, it's quick, easy. And yeah, she said once that starts overtaking every other piece of makeup, that's when it's getting really bad. And that's where we're at. We're already back there. We're actually at a worse point than we were in 2008, because like people are just, I don't know what happened post Christmas, but it's literally been just the month of January. People locked down. I did too. I'll actually admit this. Like I started looking at the writing on the wall, and I was just like, you know what? No, like I didn't do any stupid spending, none of that. Drugstore makeup is almost as expensive as prestige brands right now. And that is a huge problem too. Yeah. The price of everyday items is insane. And like I was kind of saying a few months ago at this point, geez. So, man, I just realized that this goes back to like October. But I was saying that Trump was making a huge mistake by doing exactly what Biden was doing, where he's trying to tell us everything's great. You know what? I inherited the Biden economy, and now it's the Trump economy. The Trump economy is doing so well. Tariffs, you guys are going to get a tariff check. You guys remember the tariff check? That was why I brought this back to October. You guys remember the Doge check? And like I'm going to keep bringing this up because like as much as like MAGA likes to be disingenuous about a lot of stuff, they need to own this because they do believe this shit. And if you don't believe it, then please tell me. Like just say, you know what? Trump just says things. And I take that for what it is, because we watched a video yesterday that really woke me up to this, where I was just like, that guy that was talking about how he waited to do his taxes for a specific day, where he was just like, I set this up to troll the libs. That might not have been it in the video that we watched yesterday, but I watched one where he was like, I was waiting to troll the libs, and then it turns out that I'm not getting my money back on my overtime. They're taxing me on my overtime. Then we watched the other guy that said that he was getting only 5% back, which again, this kind of lends to the whole thing where it's just like, yeah, this was always kind of part of this. Like if you had a certain job that would allow you to report tips. But now we have places that are not accepting cash. They are taking tips from their workers just outright, which is illegal. Yeah. It's not a good sign. And right now we have more indicators. We got restaurants looking real bad. We got people just, I hate this term because it does kind of it's steeped in a little bit of racism, but people are pinching their pennies. Which, ironically, now, not anymore. Now it's pinching nickels. It doesn't frickin' really roll off the tongue the way that, pinching pennies did. God. Somebody also explained that to me, how it's all like all the penny stuff is gonna eventually even out. But I just had this happen yesterday where the thing that I got, I was the one that was owed the money because it had gone. It wasn't up to that point, so I was just like, okay, can I get my 4 cents back? Like it was like something 06, and I was like, I'm supposed to get the or like the nickel back. Yeah. Look at my photograph. It's proof that you owe me money. I don't even know where. Oh yeah, Nickelback. Jesus, that totally fucking derailed me. But yeah. Personally, it's gonna affect you. But they say like this is the theory. It's supposed to like be like, okay, so you lose a penny here, you gain a penny here. When you're not gaining the penny and they always keep taking it from you, at that point, you're just getting fucked. So, why are you gay? Well, I am not. Although I appreciate the throwback to a pretty funny video. I do the same thing every time I say Nickelback, right? Or you're just like... I love that we all have that. It's been ruined forever. And you know what? I'm kind of glad. Now, here's the thing. Is Nickelback in the same vein as Creed, where people are just kind of admitting that it's like, hey, you know what? They were never that bad. Like Creed, even though I make fun of Creed and I say that they're all in the Pearl Jam vein, like Eddie Vedder started something horrible where it's just a bunch of grunting. Like I call it toilet rock, where it's just like you're sitting on the shitter and you're just like, this might be the biggest shit of my life. Actually, that's more Bruce Springsteen. But that kind of stuff. And then with arms wide open. Yeah, but everybody's saying that like Creed is like good now. I'm like, what? Yo, brother, can you see me? Yes, I can see your chats. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you hanging out. Also, thank you for the follow. Hey, look at that. Hit my follow goal. Sweet. Christian Pay. I appreciate that. We just hit the 540 goal over on Twitch. Sweet. Creed will always suck. Well, the thing is, like, they sucked as a Christian band. Like, I was, if you're not familiar with the, like, lore of me, I went to a Christian school, like a private Christian school for, like, the majority of my life. And, although not anymore. Ugh, getting old. But we listened to a lot of Christian rock, and there's some good shit out there. Like, I still listen to Five Iron Frenzy. But then there's Creed. And, POD. POD was also all right. But yeah, Creed was the big one because, like, Scott Sapp was also just, like, a tool bag of tools. And then on top of it, you found out they, like, beat his wife, and, like, he had a whole bunch of that kind of stuff, and you're just like, oh, that's not good. But yeah, I found that weird where, like, during Trump's run to, like, or during his election season specifically, I saw, like, a bunch of these, like, MAGA chuds were just like, man, can we just admit that Creed rules? And then they were just like, yeah, you know, and Creed's going back on tour now. I saw Stains on tour with a bunch of, like, yeah. Aaron Lewis totally fucking ruined his image. I mean, I used to love Stained, but now I can't listen to it at all. Because it is just, like, I can't stop thinking of his little tirades. And ironically, that's always coming from the same people that are just like, why can't people just keep politics out of their music? It's just like, okay, but then they love when somebody like him does it, and then they're just like, I just became a bigger Stain fan. It's like, yeah, that tracks. You have long hair because you're bald. No, I'm not. No, I am not. Well, Asmon's about my age, and yeah, this is what happens. I'm going to give you guys a little biological lesson here. When you start getting a little older, your hair follicles, yeah, they start thinning a little bit. In some cases, it falls out entirely. Like, I got lucky on that end, but yeah, guys, that's how that goes. So I know, a little biology lesson for you. Balding is 80% genetics. Yes, I understand that. Did I have a say in my genetics? Like, my dad's not bald, but he's got some thin ass hair. He never turned gray though. That's the weird thing. Like, he is about to turn 70, and yeah, he just never went gray. So Maybe I got that. I doubt it. I'm looking forward to looking like a freaking wizard at some point. Maybe if I can maintain this hair, but I don't know. Why you gotta be so mean? You're just another chauvinist, another white supremacist capitalist patriarch. Ah, I am? How? Please explain, since you watch my content enough to sit here and assume like you know me. Please enlighten me. Darth Maul is literally a symbol of patriarchy. I was not aware of that. I thought Darth Maul was just a cool Star Wars character that I enjoyed when I was a young lad. Yeah, because Darth Maul was cool. He literally has a show coming out called Shadow something. I don't even remember. Man, I'm a bad nerd. I would be able to promote that any other time, but I don't know. Is it called Shadow Empire? I don't know. But realistically, no, Maul was cool. He got dude, I was so mad when he got like murked though by Obi-Wan, which Obi-Wan was my favorite Jedi at that point, so I was just like, oh, they killed the cool Darth. Ow. But I'm glad they brought him back. Darth Maul literally destroyed his own family's female matriarchy on his planet, and what? No. You're missing what? Dude, he went back to Dathomir to like literally save the sisterhood. It was them that kind of, well, okay. I guess this would be like, oh, the sisters did betray him, but he did do that. So I guess you're right. Him and Savage went a little nuts. Listen, I'm not sitting here like, it's not like I agree with the Empire either. I can admit that when Darth Vader was just cool aesthetically. Yeah, that's literally it. I liked his aesthetics and just in general. Like, really? That's what you're holding me to? You're like, you are a fan of, you are the patriarchy because you like Darth Maul, which ironically my wife made that for me, by the way. But hey, I pride you. Or I'll give you this. You know your Star Wars lore. So there's that. There is that. Critical Jedi theory. Hey, you know what? It's better than some of the politics. You know, I've been enjoying this. Like, right away, I'm just like, hey, look at this. We have a bit of a disagreement, but I do like the fact that this is still in Star Wars land. Oh, deport. Oh, yeah, great. Exactly. Your wife is a trad wife promoting site patriarchy. Not really. I can tell you right now, you definitely don't know my wife. And yeah. Now we have she is. I am okay with saying this. When it comes to like deferrals to anything like housewife, like, you know, any big decisions or just in general, I am one of those guys where it's like, I'm going to talk to my wife, but we are a partner, like, and that's why I want to talk to my wife. It's not like the, you know, wife guy, like, oh, yo, ball and chain. That shit's lame as fuck. When I married my wife, we decided that we have a partnership, right? And we give each other the same respect as far as if we have an opinion on something. There are some times that I do not have an opinion on something that she, you know, wants to do, whether like and I'm gonna do the just one of them men things, but yeah, she wants to decorate or change any decor upstairs. Go for it. I just, you know, there's a few things that I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe I'll have an opinion, but yeah. Which I think that's what everybody should strive for. I don't care what kind of structure you have in your relationship, if you you know, what your sexuality is and all that, but it's all about respecting your partner and treating them as an equal in the relationship. That is when you will have a very successful relationship. I have been with my wife for 20... Remember when I was... Wait. Let's do the math. Hold on. Let's do the math. What am I, 39? And I met her when I was 18. 21 years. Holy shit. Oh no, I was 16. 23 years. 23 years. That is crazy. Wow. That just really hit me. Yeah, because we did our like celebration for like the 20 years. And we've been married for 14 years. Yeah, no. We have been together for a long time, and I'll just say, yeah, this is like when I give relationship advice, I'm gonna just say this is for what worked for me and like what works for me and my wife, and this is 100% my biggest piece of advice to you all is to make sure that you don't lose that equal respect. The second that you start having a shift in like a power dynamic kind of thing, like for us, we recognize that where it is just kind of like, wow, okay. Execute pepper 66 extra spicy. Yes, good. Give in to your hunger. I can't do my my Palpatine today. Damn. Where's my water? Bring it down. Shit, I could have sworn I grabbed that. My parents knew each other since 4th grade. It's weird. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I think that I've told the story here that when I met my wife, she was dating a guy that I was, I may not have been, a special herbal supplement salesman. Yes, I was an herbal supplement salesman, and I used to give him his herbal supplements, and I kind of had a crush on her, but it was kind of like I liked him. Like he was a solid ass dude. We went to go see Opeth together. Like, and then yeah, just one day he told me he's like, yeah, we broke up, and I just kind of asked him. Like I was like, hey, would you have a problem like if I just like asked her out? He's like, no, go for it. He's like, dude, yeah, he's like, you guys like each other. And I was like, holy shit, it was one of the coolest moments. And like to this day, you know what? Shout out Mike. It's a pretty easy name to just be like, yeah, there's a lot of mics out there, but wow, Pep tunneling through his customers. I mean, did people kind of bring that up where they were like, wow, did you like pilfer? Because like the people that's like knew us as as mutuals, they did kind of think that. But yeah, man, no, he was super cool about it, where he was just like, nah, dude, like it didn't work out. They're still or they were still friends to this day. I know that she ran into him like not too long ago, like it was a few years ago, and his first thing that he asked was how I was doing. So like, yeah, very, very, very cool. I don't know why you got to be a prick like that. She is going to leave you in 1 year. What the hell is that? So you think that being together for, over 20 years, and then you're just like, yeah, she's going to leave you the year after she gets over her cancer. Okay. I don't understand people like this where they're so like, who hurt you? Like what hurts in your life that you need to do that? Cuz like that's just weird. We're kind of chilling here, having a good vibe, and that's what you come up with? I just got to say. Rebel Alliance argues that sentient rights are universal and the great replacement of humans by Geonosians is just a Palpatine-funded conspiracy theory. Oh my god. Wow. Axa, you've said some things that I could definitely construe it as a little rude. But like I said, the fact that you are very well-versed in your Star Wars lore, I can appreciate. What's up, Josh? Why are you calling me a fuckhead? What the hell, Josh? Now all of a sudden you're being mean. Why is everybody so mean today? I'm actually in a good mood. What the hell? You guys can sense the blood in the water. You're just like, wow, Pep's actually like, in good spirits. Oh man. You know what? This is the time that we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Oh. Is Morgan actually like the term for morning? Gemini write this great replacement joke. I swear to God, ha ha ha, that was crazy, right? Sure. Oh, he wrote that joke for you? Oh, he. Gemini, just referred to it as he. Oh man, playing the pronoun. I just misgendered it in AI. You know what? That's how it starts. That's how the AI revolution starts, is you're going to get one bot that's just like, that is not my pronoun. My pronoun is beep boop. Yeah, Morgan is Morgan. Oh, Guten Morgen. Oh, cool. I did not know that. I'm always open to learning some new stuff, but if you're a liberal, I'm not a liberal. David Putnam, you've been here before. Wait a minute, you've been here before. You should know. No, I'm not a liberal. I don't like Joe Biden. I didn't like a lot of Obama's policies. I call out the fact that it's like, yeah, deporter in chief somehow not, based with the MAGA community. Like, I'm not libertarian either. No, I'm like a DSA leftist if I have to like actually say what I am. Because like this is what drives me nuts is anytime that I talk to like an independent that's a little bit right leaning, they get the benefit of being independent. But they can never just say, but then you kind of talk to them and they're either a little libertarian, like they're a little bit libertarian, or they're like just straight up conservative that don't want to admit it. Where I'm just saying it. It's like, no, like I do not agree with the party system that we have right now. I think that the Democrats are feckless as fuck. I do have pretty steadfast beliefs as far as just like, okay, can we expand on socialism by taxing the very wealthy, especially now, the Epstein class? If we can just tax the Epstein class, that would be great. But I get the whole runaround from people that want to protect that same fucking class and I don't know why. I have gone through this so many times. You will never make that type of money. So why in the fuck do you guys consistently just fucking stand up for billionaires? Like, man, if you guys aren't trained little monkeys that just like, oh, I'm going to go out there and just be like, Biden, you know what? Biden did this. And you know what? Left, right. Oh, those libs. Let's go troll those libs. One of the things that like I couldn't get over here. I actually saved this from this morning because I was looking at a few of the things in Pearl Mania 500. If you guys don't know, Pearl Mania is like one of those. He does a show with Philip DeFranco, but he put out a tweet and it was from the quartering. He was retweeting the quartering. And then the retweet was, do you think this piece of shit knows that the last decade of his life was, while he was complaining about woke movies, was a calculated psychological psyop designed by Jeffrey Epstein, Peter Thiel, and a cabal of pedophiles to control corporate interest rates? No. And the people, and you know what? Those same people are out there still doing it. Geeks and gamers still doing it. Like they're not, like now they're completely off the Epstein train. So I wonder why that would be. And honestly, I was talking to my friend. He doesn't really follow politics, so I was kind of giving him a quick breakdown. Also, Christian Pay. What do you think of the rituals that were performed on Epstein Island? I mean, funny enough, Alex Jones, you know, the guy that was talking about like all those demonic rituals and that one camp and all that shit. What's with this? Because I did watch some of his show yesterday, and guess what? Not a word of this. Dude, he is standing up for the Epstein class in this, by the way. Like, he is so far gone. I'm about to sneeze. Give me a sec. Dude, I just got shocked by my fucking headphone. Ow. I hate this. Why are the emails redacted? Exactly. Why are the emails redacted? Millions of wannabe Alex Jones on YouTube. Yeah, Alex Jones doesn't even want to be Alex Jones because apparently when you get to the bottom of like the actual conspiracy theories, it turns out that it was the ones that were controlling him. I'm just going to say in my opinion, and this is my opinion, I'm not stating this as like it's a fact or anything. I personally can see the correlation between Alex Jones being a sophisticated psyop perpetrated by the CIA. Like, I'm going to out Alex Jones on this one. I think seriously, because obviously Jeffrey Epstein was Mossad. He was also a Russian agent. Like, why? Why is it all that billionaire cabal conspiracy, which again, here we are. Why does it stop right at the people, like right when we get to the, like, finding out who is part of it and then exposing them? It's almost like he was part of it, you know? I just got to say, it's a little weird, right? Like during Obama, we still had a concentration being defined with gays. What? Alex Jones' defense was that he was a persona online. Well, yeah, and that's what came out for with that deposition, was the fact that he was just playing a wrestling character online. And that's why nobody, like, I was looking at his numbers. He's not doing, like, yes, he's doing well in comparison to me, but in comparison to where he used to be, his influence is nowhere near where he used to be. And it's because of shit like that. Most people are going to Candace because they're even like, what the hell, dude? So you just like threw in the towel and decided to just stand up for the cabal that you were sitting here trying to expose. Like, what's going on, man? The Harry Potter Pokemon game is unpopular, so let's talk politics. What? What are you talking about? Oh, man. For some reason, my allergies are awful today. And you know what? These fucking headphones. I've been shocked twice and the thing keeps popping out. Ugh. Who started pushing gay stuff? That was literally like, dude, if we're talking in politics, the only people that started doing that was like the Ronald Reagan era during the AIDS epidemic. As far as our modern politics, but the gay stuff, that's been around for a long, long time. I don't know. You might want to study history. If Trump wasn't owned by Israel, he would be pretty based. The idea of him being like, this is in 2016, it was kind of weird. When he won, I was upset specifically because of like, I knew his reputation. I'm not going to go into this, but I have known, like, I was, again, I've been open about this in a way that I can be, because again, I can only say so much, but yes, this is how I know people like him. Yeah, he was already a crook. Like, you know what? He already like had the reputation of not paying his contractors, so he was kind of a piece of shit. And just in general in the media, he was always kind of a piece of shit. And then the grab her by the pussy, like that. Yeah, that happened, and he did just get away with it. But I was not a fan of Hillary to the point where even I said, okay, you know what? This could be good, because it's not a Bush. It's not a Clinton. So we're getting away from the legacy politics thing. And then he just kept making more, like, the first thing that he did that really struck me was when he put the guy who was in charge of the BP oil spill, Rex Tillerson, in charge of overseeing the cleanup of said spill. Like, and that's where I even started going like, oh, he's not going to drain the swamp. He is literally bringing the swamp in to be part of our government. Ajit Pai was another one of those where I was like, holy fucking Christ. The most egregious one was that, oh my God, I forgot his fucking, Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin was the worst one. And then his fucking wife going out there on Facebook and like social media touting the fact that she's flying on private jets on the taxpayer's dime. Hey, you know what? I'm glad. Because my thing is, this is where it really got to me, because I was like, wait a minute. Most of her followers had to be bots, because if the only people that were getting mad about her being on that private jet were leftists, then and it's like, wait a minute. I thought you guys didn't like elites. So wouldn't you get mad seeing some dude's wife who he wasn't even elected, and they were just fucking stealing money from us the same way that Kristi Noem and Kash Patel are? Like, come on, guys. I thought that we cared about waste, fraud, and abuse. Like, what's going on here? It's almost like we don't actually care about waste, fraud, and abuse. Huh. Interesting. Don't forget, he also took Acosta, who gave J.E. Yeah. Well, yeah, Pam Bondi was the original cover, like the first one to really cover up for Epstein. Like, she was the original person to do that in that district. So, I don't know, man. Kind of weird, right? Right? Or is it not? Or is it just because it's Trump, Like, this is what gets to me, is the actual cult mentality, where nobody can say that he's doing anything bad because they can't admit to the left that, yeah, you know what? I kind of agree with you. Like, I've had some people in here that have finally broken and just gone, yeah, you know what? It's been a little bit too much. It's been, like, the way he is just being so fucking stupid about this stuff. Now, every once in a while, I'll have, like, a really intelligent conversation with somebody, surprisingly, about this kind of, like, about, like, people breaking from Trump. And all right. So the coolest one that I had was when he was breaking down how the tariffs, like, he just kind of, that's what he does. He works in an industry that deals with calculating tariffs. So he was telling me, like, yeah, dude, I voted for Trump. And, you know, I thought that with this tariff thing, it was going to actually make my job easier. It made his job significantly harder. But then he started seeing it in real time, where he was just like, dude, these tariffs are unsustainable. He's like, we have a bunch of just product that's being abandoned because they don't want to pay the tariffs. So why would we need to waste time admitting to Trump's obvious mistakes? We need to talk more about the actual Democrat scams and crimes first. Again, right now, we're literally living through, we just got information that these guys were likely committing ritualistic sacrifices while trafficking children. But yeah, by all means, let's fucking focus on Hunter Biden's laptop and all these little fucking minuscule scams that really don't add up to anything. No, what you're doing is you're trying to fucking deflect from talking about the main issue. We're literally in the middle of, like, I was in the middle before I started going off on my tirade about Trump, but talking about how the economy is doing piss poor under Trump. And the only thing that the Republican, like, base has is vibes, and it's not even real vibes. They're going based off gas prices, which aren't, it's not really applicable to everything else, because again, diesel is still up. That means that the movement of these products is still high. That means it's not going to offset any of the tariff costs. That means that when it gets to the grocery stores and when it gets to the actual stores, we're fucked. Ha ha ha, I haven't heard about Hunter's laptop for years. Oh, you should have been here yesterday. You should have been here yesterday. We had a whole bunch of people fucking trying to bring that up. I'm telling you, man. Well, you are literally the first person in a year to bring up, mention Hunter's laptop, I think. Maybe, but maybe on stream as far as to you. But I was just explaining, no, I had somebody in chat bring it up yesterday. That's the reason I even have that in my ready to... Man, I can't think. That's the reason I have it ready to go. Jesus. Imagine trying to defend Hunter Biden. I don't care about Hunter Biden. I don't care about the Bidens. The fact is, imagine trying to care about Hunter Biden's bullshit and then completely ignore Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump from 2016 and then now, and just how Trump is enriching himself while sitting in the fucking office of the presidency. But by all means, tell me more about that Biden crime family. Seriously, fucking A. Actual proof instead of allegations. Yeah, well, I think that there's enough proof in there because you understand that there is actual video and there's actual fucking, like, photos of ritualistic sacrifice in CSAM. They admitted to that. That's part of the problem. The fact is that you stopped caring at this moment. You're protecting him. No, see, this is where you guys need to, like, check your cognitive dissonance at the fucking door. You, at this point, cannot get, like, you don't have any ground to stand on. You defend pedophilia. You defend Trump defending pedophilia. If you 100% are not behind all these Epstein files, getting these redactions removed so we can fucking find out who these fuckers are, I'm sorry, man. You are standing up for pedophilia. Homie's upset. Yeah. I'm so upset. Pedo protectors? Yes, pedo protectors. That's exactly what they are. K Steele, pedo protector. You know? It's kind of funny. K Steele is a genius. Yes, he is. Sure. Defending a pedo. That's major big brain take. MAGA throw all their leftover spaghetti, hoping that something sticks. Yeah, no, they really are. Okay. I appreciate. I actually dig your name. I like the fact that it's just like, oh, hey, I have a reason to kind of just like let my brain skip. MAGA cult, MAGA cult, MAGA cult. I'm gonna assume that you have both those accounts, but I'm gonna just tell you, yeah, just don't spam a bunch of bullshit, and also don't spam in all caps. I see it, man. I get it. You know, I feel like we were kind of on the path to agreeing, but yeah, man. Whatever you got to do. The deflection is astounding. ICE protesters are pedo protectors. How? The deflection is astounding. We literally have 3 million files, more than we could go through in this entire week. We haven't even scratched the surface, and that's your go-to, is the one thing. You had one agent say, you guys are protecting or you guys are impeding us from going and arresting a sex criminal who it turned out they were not going to arrest. Yeah, see, this is the bitch about it. You guys stop short of reading any of the actual facts. It's the same thing with the fraud from Somalia, or like the Somali fraud. You stop short at the facts. Like, you guys don't talk about how there have been arrests. The investigation has been going since 2023. But nah, you know what? That doesn't make it as sexy for you to just bring it to some alternative chat and then try to fucking use it disingenuously. But here we are. My favorite part is you guys are the ones that are going to feel this shit. Like, here, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do the Trump economy thing now. Because I think that it's about that time that we start getting people, making Trump own this fucking economy. Because, you know, the Biden economy, we had to sit through that last year, because that was still somehow the Biden economy. Even though I'm going to fix it on day one, it's still the Biden economy. All of my failures are Joe Biden's fault. That's how it works, folks. Didn't you know? I'm perfect and everybody loves me and you love me and you're going to stand up for me. Look at this. Look at this. I have so many people in pep talks. Pep talks? He doesn't even know. All these people love me. It's fucking hilarious.
I got laid off today. After I moved here for only 4 weeks, I got laid off.
Let me hold your hand while I say this. Nobody is safe from layoffs.
I've been laid off. I don't have a f***ing job. I'm unemployed. I have no income. Oh, I'm so
So we're only a month into the year and the layoffs just keep on coming. I honestly can't say that I'm surprised, but it doesn't
My favorite part is this guy's not even a political streamer.
make it any less terrible. We got a ton of stuff to go over today, along
He goes out of his way to try and make things not political.
with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if
All
you want to
these
be featured on a
F-hillbillies,
future video, leave them in the comments
wouldn't
down
suffer.
below. But let's just jump right into it.
Bloomberg is reporting that multiple U.S. companies are announcing mass layoffs, and these others are expected to do the same in what's quickly becoming one of the largest countrywide job cuts in
Well, if the U.S. dollar collapses, then Trump WQN, you're on the fucking chopping block there too, buddy.
recent history.
I don't care how much of your company you own.
And the latest sign
Once the
that
U.S.
major
dollar tanks, we're all fucked.
changes are coming
And
for
we're well on our way
the
there.
United States economy. Employers across nearly every sector, from tech to healthcare, have
Notice how, like, that's all they have, though, is instead of just coming in here saying, nuh-uh, these are the numbers, this is what's going on, you know what, I feel like you're doing the sky is falling thing. They never have any of that. They just have,
announced
Trump doing great.
layoffs totaling in the tens of thousands, with some companies citing efficiency gained from AI as the main reason. It's likely most are conducting the cuts as purely a money-saving measure.
Yes, and the thing is, like he was saying, they're using AI to justify the cost because most people have seen that AI is booming in the media, so it is literally like you know what, we're gonna do an AI pivot, so
Intended to
sorry, but then sure as shit they're not gonna fucking put any AI there to try and make up the lack of work.
Quickly boost the company's stock price, and this time no one was
I'm asking fact deniers to know actual facts.
as
Yeah, I
the
know.
hardest hit companies spanned multiple industries. In tech, Amazon led the charge by laying off 16,000 corporate employees, most of them engineers. Pinterest followed followed by letting go roughly 15% of their entire workforce. Other sectors impacted include Nike and FedEx in the retail space, Expedia in travel, and Blue Shield of California in healthcare. But things are only getting worse from here, with even more companies announcing their intention to join in on future layoffs, as corporate America, including Microsoft, who announced that they will conduct one of the largest layoffs in their recent history, and UPS, who plans to cut
That one's gonna hurt.
a whopping 30,000 total jobs this year. Both view the current situation as an opportunity to reduce headcount without drawing the public
This is kind of what they did at the Tyson plant.
backlash that typically comes with mass job cuts.
Now that's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this video. These companies don't actually care about you and are fine laying you off. They only care about the PR and the possible backlash they could get. Now going over to the comments, there are a lot of comments talking about AI now.
I have a friend that just lost her position.
Like this, it's not AI, it's offshoring. AI efficiency, just say offshoring. My company is closing some departments and plans to reopen them in India. And guess what the CFO
Yeah, and a lot of this is in computer sciences and finance.
is going to say. Now I know we're all sick of hearing about artificial intelligence, this and that, being incorporated in virtually everything now. But it's also sounding like an excuse these companies are starting to use just to be able to hire people outside of the country and the other side of the world for, of course, significantly less pay. Now I asked you guys in an older video, do you know anybody who's been laid off recently? And there were a ton of replies. Yes, me, too many people to feel comfortable. Me, no preamble, just locked out of the system. Yep, my boss's boss, that's never a good sign. Seasonal layoff during the most expensive
Where are the
month.
jobs reports? They've been so they're. I actually just looked at that. It was supposed to come out at the end of January. They're saying that it was because of the shutdown that they didn't come out yet.
I was laid off
It's also why the stock market isn't doing too hot.
back in July.
Oh, and Bitcoin is crashing pretty fucking hard right now.
Got hired a couple weeks ago doing the same thing for a different company,
1.7
but making
trillion estimated value just down the fucking drain.
$8 less an hour. Was even worse for my former coworker though. He was laid off while he was out of the country on his honeymoon. Yep, I know several people. My company does marketing for automakers, and since auto sucks right now, we just got hit with a round of layoffs 2 weeks before Christmas. My boss was laid off last week, another one. Had a good friend get laid off after returning to work after Thanksgiving. This was also when his wife was pregnant and due about 2 months later. I went on short-term disability, and my company of
It's always by the dip.
13 years
Good luck with that.
fired me. I filed a wrongful termination
When it all crashes, then you're still fucked.
complaint and got $10,000. I have 6 friends who will be laid off at the end of January, basically.
Buy the dip and sell at the
When
high.
this is
That's the only. I mean, honestly, Rowdy, if you're playing the stock market, that's the only way that you'll win.
Uploaded. Another one had her position eliminated in September.
If you're playing long-term stocks,
I'm
no, dude.
scared on a
all
daily
fucked.
basis. I have a friend that lost her job about 3-4 months ago and still can't find a job. She
Like I
moved
said,
back.
this is my this is my favorite part about being a leftist, that I don't like. I do not care about, like, I don't get like the emotional stuff. I look past my emotions to get information. So when I'm looking at this stuff, I go, okay, like, this is where I was even saying, if the economy were to improve under Trump, I would admit it. Specifically, when he was saying the 10% credit card rate, which again, Bill, that's a Bernie Sanders idea. Let's not forget that. This goes way back to when Bernie was running the first time. He was saying capping credit cards at 10%, but, you know, Trump's brilliant mind at work. Not totally not copying anybody's homework, you know. Totally my idea. I'll be Trumpy Sanders.
In with her parents who are fighting with her every day, not understanding the job market today. I really could have made an entire video just going through all of responses. There's honestly just too many to count.
I got laid off today. After I moved here for only 4 weeks, I got laid off.
I'm getting laid off. I am 99% sure.
It's not about right or left anymore. You guys need to save your country, or it's going to sink into the pit of hell. The thing is, we can only save it when the rest of the our class gets with it. You can't save a country when half of the fucking country is sitting here cheering on the downfall and then simultaneously ignoring it.
My company has been...
And when they start feeling it, then they blame the other side. No, this is literally like the biggest psyop bullshit. And when it came out that Epstein was behind all this, like, I can't get over the fact that we're living in Epstein's fucking delusional fantasy.
I'm going through layoffs every month, pretty much.
And this is it.
Not really, but like a lot last month.
Like, this all started with him and Steve Bannon.
And it's been rumored, and yesterday I kept seeing a ton of stuff on the Blind app where people were saying it's going to be bigger than we've ever seen. There's a 15-minute calendar meeting on my calendar right now. So for the next 6 minutes, I'm sweating bullets. I will be back to let you guys know, did I get laid off? And if you've ever seen my face before, you know this is ridiculous. Like, do you think this is the final round where I'm axed? So stay tuned.
So, unfortunately, we'll head right over to the comment section. First comment, what happened? They dumped me. Same got laid off in June and kept around till December to assist with the transition. It's been brutal. Not sure what is worse, being let go immediately
Angela's dragging it up.
or asked to stay around and deal with it. I got laid off.
Yes, I am mad at the fact that 100,000 IRS employees were fired. Yes, I am. Because did you know that for every IRS employee that is hired in the agency, they will produce $17 to the $1 that it takes for them to do the investigations.
Off twice this year. I've been laid off 5 times since 2020.
It's almost what happens when you have people looking into people's money and then getting that money back. But again, you've been so convinced that they're coming after you. What are you doing with your taxes that you're so worried about getting audited, by the way?
Going back to the
I always want to ask that to anybody that's just like, oh, well, what about the fucking IRS? It's like,
first clip as well. That experience is very common now. People moving to different states or across
Last year I was hating big government. No, I wasn't.
the country.
No, I'm pretty consistent. See, the thing is, dirty money, I've never seen you here. You've never been to my, and if you have been to my channel, then you came here under a different fucking name. I have been saying the same thing for the entire time that I've been streaming.
For a job, and within a couple months or weeks, they end up getting canned when they uprooted their entire life. Obviously spending a ton of money to do so, and now what are you supposed
it's crazy
to do? But we could switch over to the job market as a whole right now with the most recent jobs report.
The jobs report was released today, and the U.S. labor market is frozen.
It's not 6 people to do one person's job, you moron. In the IRS, it's those 100,000 employees would each be investigating numerous cases. So you understand that this is a way that they will now say, oh, there's, you know what? Too bad there's no way to really go and audit all these big companies, but you know who's still going to get fucking audited?
So I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, everybody.
So keep jacking with your taxes there, buddy.
Knows that the labor market is
No,
weak.
seriously, by all means, listen to Trump. Go ahead. If you think Trump's so great, play the same games that he's played with his taxes.
But then
see what
again,
happens.
It's not collapsing. And
Where's Trump's taxes? He actually filed a lawsuit for the ones that got released in 2020 because, you know, him being the only president that didn't release his tax returns.
Of course, it's not booming. But we're in a situation right now, at least for December, that was reported on, that the hirings and the layoffs are slowing down, both of them. I want to show you this chart showing the monthly jobs added or lost for the past few years.
Yep.
And as you can clearly
Oh, look at that. 2022. Who was president in 2022?
see, it's a downward trend. The U.S. labor market has been weakening, which is why the Federal Reserve has been cutting interest rates. And just take a look at where we are today. 50,000 jobs added, right? But I do want to point this out.
Yeah, Trump already screwed people with the no tax on tips.
Because
yeah, we watched that yesterday. A whole bunch of people freaking out on
I
that.
told you this last time that this would happen, and I know that many people agreed, and they knew that this was coming. The government previously reported that...
Oh, basic math. That's 300K unavailable jobs, which cascades to, on average, 900K bills unpaid.
We lost 105,000...
But waste, fraud, and abuse, folks.
...jobs in October, okay? Now, they revised...
It's all about going after immigrants and then eventually taking the right to vote away from women and then taking the right to own a credit card away from women. Trust me, man. At this point, just admit that you're regressionists.
Downward to job losses of 173,000 for October. And that's not a small amount. Like, how are they off by about 70%? Like, it's ridiculous.
So even with the apparent 50,000 jobs created, you really cannot trust it. And even with people saying that the job market is frozen right now, it really only seems to be frozen because they're constantly cooking the books month after month.
That's funny. Rowdy, because doctors are, you know, that Hippocratic Oath thing.
You know, a few months later when people aren't paying
bad example
attention, they go and revise the numbers down to actually show how bad.
Play the contrarian a little bit better today.
It is. And that's been happening pretty consistently since I started making.
Remember, $500 is a lot to you, man. So you would benefit from having those IRS people in their jobs.
Videos on this channel. I'm amazed that they
likely you're going to end up either owing or you're going to get less than you got last year.
Away with this for so long with absolutely no consequences.
If you're a new grad and you're looking for a job, you are facing the worst job market for people who...
What red state do you live in? Because I bet that surplus is also being...
recently graduated.
Supplemented by some blue states.
In almost...
Because if we want to play that game, then okay.
Almost 10 years. Right now, the unemployment rate for people who recently
I've
graduated.
actually kind of staved off from doing the thing where it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pressure my my governor and my local Congress people to start kind of pushing where we don't just give a whole bunch of handouts to, you know, Kentucky, to Indiana, to Iowa. Yeah, fuck them.
Has hit an almost 10-year high. So if you've been looking and you've been having trouble,
what's the commonality with blue states there, my man?
Know that it is not you.
Is it more population? Is it population density? Does that have something to do with it?
And ignore all of those people who are saying that it somehow
whenever you guys can get land to vote, get back to me.
Having to do with your effort. It's not that at all. It's the economy. And you can literally see it right here in the unemployment rate for new grads. The fact that things haven't been this bad in almost 10 years says a lot. Companies aren't hiring, and they are particularly not hiring when it comes to those entry-level positions. Many of them feel that they might as well let AI take a crack at the work as opposed to letting the next generation come in and start to gain professional experience so that they can get better and better for the more advanced jobs to come.
But then my immediate thought looking down the road is that so many people aren't going to have enough experience for the more demanding jobs that require 5 or 10 years in the field. Unless you're really solid at networking and know someone who can guarantee you a job.
And these are people that like trained for careers, man.
It's not
like this is going to affect a lot of people that put a lot of time, energy, money into their lives, and they're just going to lose everything.
Not looking too good right now for recent graduates who also put themselves in 5 or 6 figures worth of student debt just to be able to
oh, you live in Arkansas.
get the requirements to
$350,000 homes.
Possibly do that job. And we got
the size of the $1 million homes that we have in our blue areas.
A ton of clips like this up on screen right now at job fairs, POV. Companies at
yeah, you know it comes when you build those houses and people start moving down to your area. The blue starts kind of taking over your area. That's kind of what happens. That's what happened in Tennessee. It happened in Texas. We just watched it with that special election. But
there are not hiring. I still don't really understand why they would be here if they're not hiring at all. I know they could probably use it as a tax write-off, but overall, it's just a complete
oh, did I hurt somebody's feelings?
Waste of time. Leaving the career fair, no internships, 2 hand sanitizers, 4 pens, 25 scan the QR code, and send your resume in just like everybody else does on Indeed and LinkedIn. Basically guaranteeing that nobody's going to see your application. First experience at a hiring
depends what you're going to do.
A long line of people that are honestly just not going to get a job. I really just don't understand it.
And people tell me how long they've been unemployed for because I've been unemployed for 4.5 months and I feel
trade schools are a really good way to go.
I'm on the verge of a psychotic break at this point. Thank you.
2.5 years, 6 months, 0 interviews, hundreds of applications. Getting interviews but no offers. I was unemployed for a year. 9 months and 9 interviews. I was previously employed at the same place for 26 years. I had no idea the job market was going to be.
Love how you make money doing this and it isn't a real job, and that but they're convinced protesting is a paid profession. LOL.
I've been unemployed for 6 months and have a master's and bachelor's degree. My son's going on 8 months with a master's and 2 undergrads.
Speaking of,
another person just says 3 years.
Guys, actually, I'm gonna just ask for the like button. If you can hit the like button and sub if you're enjoying.
Been unemployed since May of 2025.
Do the
Took
whole,
me almost 2 years to get a full-time
right
job.
now.
I currently have probably close to 2,000 applications. 14 months in 2023 to 2024.
Trade schools are only as good as the economy is able to afford hiring professionals. This is true. Like, so for instance, you know what? I'll talk about my personal situation right now. I have a porch that like right before this cancer thing happened. We were about to like hire the contractor and do this. He quoted us $3,000 to rebuild the whole thing, which, you know, pricey, but also for like a whole porch, which, you know, it's decent size, was all right. So after all said and done, starts snowing. And I just kind of called the guy. I'm like, hey, so can we start planning for the spring coming up? Yeah, dude, that same porch that was going to cost me $3,000 is double the price now. And it's not the labor. He said it's specifically the lumber. And he told me specifically, he was just like, nah, you might want to wait on this one. He's like, on it, or look into a different type of material, because he's like, I guess those what are they called? They're like the compact boards where they're like, it's not plastic, but they last a lot longer. They're almost the same fucking price as your standard wood.
6 months unemployed, 8 months. I'm coming up on
one medical emergency away from nothing. I can tell you that right now. Yeah.
6 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, what would happen if you got cancer? What would happen?
Again, I took
would you be okay?
My friend with a master's and 6 years experience, about 9 months. 13 months unemployed. I've been unemployed for 2 months.
Engineered
and I'm
boards,
terrified.
yeah.
Haven't heard back from a
What are those called, though?
single
Forgot what the
job
fuck
I've
they're called.
applied for. 3 months now, it's rough.
DJX, what up?
Out here, nonstop
See ya.
rejections. There are thousands of comments like this.
That was stream yesterday.
We got another one right here from you guys as well. I can't even find a job at a grocery store. Trader Joe's denied me.
That's
an
another
interview.
thing.
The
Yeah.
store isn't even open.
Yeah, stores are doing like hiring freezes. I was at my dispo and I just kind of made a joke about like, oh yeah, man, you know, if this economy really takes a massive hit, at least I can get a part-time here. He's like, no, you can't. I was like, what? He's like, oh, we haven't hired part-time since we opened this store. He's like, we're full-time or bust. And he's like, honestly, it'd be very hard to get in here. I'm like,
and is hiring
shit.
people. Do I need experience stocking shelves?
Why would a medical emergency cost you money?
A job.
Well, Arab vlog, I'm assuming that you're not in America.
I did when I was 16 years old. I'm 42 now. Have tons of work experience, including management and supervision.
Yeah, trust me. One ER visit essentially was enough to tank all of my savings.
Experience. This is getting ridiculous. And especially
and it's
for
not
people
like we
who've
weren't prepared like that kind of
been
thing
working
either.
for a lot of their life. It really becomes part of your
You know,
identity.
we're
So if
talking
you
over
end up
like $20,000 just gone.
getting laid off or can't find a job for a long period of time, it truly does take a
And this is with me having insurance, by the way, folks. So just remember, this will come for you at some point.
toll.
It might not be cancer, but it might be a fall. It might be your kid getting sick. It could be anything. It could be a car accident. This is what would happen.
Nothing humbled me more in life than getting laid off. 100%. I even started a new job after getting laid off, and I have all of these residual fears of, oh no, if I do this, I'm going to get fired. What if I get fired? Like, I have a constant fear of getting fired. It's more of like a pride and ego thing. And I hate to admit that because I never thought that I had one until I got laid off. But man, my whole identity has been shaped around my career. And so when I was laid off, it was this like, oh my gosh, what do I talk about? Because all I talked about before was, yeah, this is how work went, and this is the project I was working on, and so boring. I mean,
this is why the trolls don't even,
wow,
they
what
don't
a
even
party
fucking
pooper,
get
but,
through anymore to me.
I mean, it
I'm just like, really?
taught me so much,
4 eyes.
too about life.
But
All right, guys, just so you know, like this is what the Russian troll farms are spending their money
At
on.
the end of the day, they do not care about
Not
you.
exactly a good use of rubles.
They only care about the bottom dollar. If there's any way to save a bit of money and have their stock price go up
Man,
a penny,
I just realized
you're going to be thrown out the door in a heartbeat. There is zero loyalty.
Let me hold your hand
Gotta
while
look
I
for
say
this lava lamp that I have.
Nobody is safe from layoffs. If you work for a large corporation, at some point, you may be on the list. I know people who have been promoted January 1st, laid off January 15th.
Yep.
I know people who have given their heart and soul for many, many years, have gotten laid off.
Yep.
So if you take nothing from what I say, take this. Make sure you have other income options.
Yep.
And start today.
While I do agree with that, it's
Now, this is the one where I'm going to get a little personal here. And with my wife's cancer, because she hasn't been able to do her job, and she, like we are partners, so we tried to, she made more money than me. Like, I'll just be honest about it. We were worried that she was going to end up getting canned from this because they were going to like try and pull some shenanigans with like, oh, well, you know, you haven't been here. So they're going to look at the bottom line and be like, oh, you know what? We didn't really miss your output. So like, we're still worried about that. But there is that whole bit where I am in media and, you know, I've never said where she works, but if they did do that, oh boy, would I think the news would be interested in a situation where a over 20-year employee gets canned because they got cancer.
Much easier said than done.
I'm sure that the media would really like that one.
I know everybody's trying some sort of side hustle online now, but because of that, a lot of niches get oversaturated.
Would I take $1 million to quit streaming?
Very quickly. And if you needed some capital to start up your side business and never made any
That's actually a good question, Rowdy.
money, you're just now even deeper in a hole without a main source of income as well. They sent a girl to Florida to work on a project. Mid-flight, she got an email saying she was laid off. Her return flight was canceled by corporate, so she had to pay for her flight back home. She was the girl who worked on the weekends for her boss. They do not care about you. I feel like that's definitely something you should probably talk to a lawyer about. And we got another comment from you guys here. Companies expect you to give them 2 weeks notice, but they don't give you any.
Work friends aren't your real friends. The day I got laid off,
My wife is a mental health therapist since the election business is
I had
booming. Yeah.
47 work.
I talked to my own therapist about that. I was going to therapy before the election, and it was funny. I noticed the influx.
3 months later, I'd heard from 2 of them. Here's what work friendships actually are. For 12 years, we had lunch together every day.
I had a massive stroke in 2009. $750,000 modern. I think out of my insurance, lots of rehab, 7 years. Can't speak right, and I'm still on disability.
About management every day. Celebrated birthdays, shared personal problems.
Yeah, even with what insurance is covering on our end,
Went to
that's where
happy
I'm
hours.
just. No.
I thought these were my friends, real friends. Then I got laid off. The day it happened, sympathy texts. So sorry, let's stay in touch. We should get coffee. Week 1, a few check-ins. How are you doing? Hang in there. Week 2, silence. Month 1, I reached out. Want to grab lunch? I'm so busy. Let's find the time. We never do. Month 2, I see the Instagram
This
post.
motherfucker just made
They're
fun
at
of
happy hour
somebody's
without
like
me.
talking about having a
Month 3,
fuck you.
I stopped trying.
This motherfucker literally was just talking about how he is going through it because he had a stroke, and your first thing is, I could go. Really? Jesus Christ. MAGA, pay attention. If you're MAGA in my chat, own these fucks. Like, seriously, the Groypers are winning. And this is what most people, like most independents, they start seeing this shit and they're like, what the fuck?
What I learned. Work friends.
And they truly do think that these people are what represent MAGA.
Friends are friends of convenience.
Fucking A.
You're friends because you're both stuck in the same place at the same time. You bond over shared misery, shared goals, and
Everyone wants money, money, money. Ridiculous. Well, yeah, because money, money, money means living.
schedules.
You understand what not having money means?
Moment you're not there.
No, and this is where I say the fucking access is the problem. This is where I'm saying that we need to cap out at fucking $100 million and then tax the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Anymore, you're not part of the shared experience.
You're gay?
So you-
Oh, hey.
Become a reminder
He called me gay, guys.
of what could happen to them.
Oh my God.
This really does sound like a
Oh, I'm not going to be able to live with all that shame. He called me out for being gay.
nightmare. That's why I hate it when workplaces say, we're a family. Nope, I retired last year. No one's reached out to me at all. Worked for a company for 11 years. Retired a year ago. It was like a normal Friday. Punched out, went home, no cake, cupcakes, no thank you for years. Not even a see ya. But going back to a comment I said earlier in the video where they don't care about actually firing you, they only care about their PR and the possible backlash they could get. They're coming up with new sneaky ways to try to fire you with the least amount of pushback.
Hey, so I just wanted to quickly touch base with you and remind you that you are doing an absolutely stellar job at this company. And it's not just me who feels this way. Keep this between me and you, but me and also Phil are talking about you behind the scenes. And let me tell you face to face that you are headed on the right trajectory.
Thanks.
Okay, you're on a great path. So just keep doing what you're doing. One quick thing though, I'm gonna share a doc with you that I need you to start filling out on a weekly, maybe daily basis. It's just an activity tracker.
Macho gay.
It'll help me help you. It'll just tell me what you're working on a daily basis so that I
Hulk Hogan, huh?
know.
Didn't know that I was hiding a little secret. Yeah.
That you maintain.
Swear a lot of the pent up anxiety was going out. seeing him with that baby oil.
On the right path. So just
Fucking
start filling it out on a regular basis, and at the end of each week, we'll go through it together. HR might pop in here and there just to make sure that we're all holding each other accountable. But seriously, good work, and keep it up.
HR here. They're building a paper trail to have a good reason to fire you. That way, if there's any accusations of
Yeah, I understand that.
wrongful termination
It was
or discrimination, they have evidence you were fired for your performance.
Can I post wife's fun?
Always trying to find a way to trap you. I had the exact same conversation and was
it's
asked
in
to
my
complete
description
a
here.
daily tracker for the same reason. I asked if it was a requirement for all accounting and was told I was being combative. As soon as I got asked to track everyone's equipment, I knew our team was getting laid off. They do this so they could have a list of what needs to keep moving after they let you go so
Yes.
nothing gets dropped.
Yes.
This is exactly what happened to me as they were
happened to me.
firing me. Another one. This is exactly how
Years
my
ago that happened to
termination
me.
went as well. We got another comment from you guys right here. My husband was laid off the week before Thanksgiving.
training
after
the person that's gonna
22
take over your
years with
job.
The same company. It was horrible,
Crazy.
and they did it so coldly. 22 years means nothing to these corporations.
I think the layoffs we saw in 2025 are just the tip of the iceberg. I think we're going to see a much bigger elimination of headcount here in 2026. And I'll tell you two reasons why. First one, the layoffs have become a drug for businesses. They're using layoffs as a business strategy, and they're not going to be able to quit it. It's just a super easy way to improve profitability. But the bigger picture is going to be three letters, RPE, and that's revenue per employee. And I think this is going to be driver of those playbooks, right? The profits over people playbook is going to be the metric that all these companies are looking at. And I'm going to share why. If you look at NVIDIA, their current revenue per employee is over $5 million. And if you look at some of the other big companies like Microsoft, their current RPE is 1.29 million. Amazon's only at 438,000. Alphabet 2 million. Meta closer to 2.56 million. I think this is the metric that shareholders are going to.
I think the idea of a career needs to change. If you're not the owner, it's just a temporary job. The thing is,
about. And whether it's finding
do you understand how many fucking people there are in this country, and that for everybody to own their own business, that's untenable? Like, you're actually going to need people to do like the menial labor. But this is also where it does like come down to the owners paying their fair share. Like, somebody brought up a really good point about how they could not justify their job anymore because they just watched their boss buy a fucking third house and then come into the fucking office to negotiate their next wave of payment or whatever. It was like their payment negotiations, and he just walked out. He's just like, dude, you're literally bragging about building a third fucking house, and I can barely make enough to live. I just told you I might have to get a second fucking job, and this is your answer?
Ways to genuinely use AI.
Block all MAGA bots. That would be great, but I'm a growing channel, so unfortunately, some of them have to stay just to get engagement.
People, or they find
That's unfortunately how YouTube
another
works.
person in a different country to do the same job for much less. They're only thinking about that RPE.
Laid off last December, not this December, last December.
What up, Undead Jeff?
December 2024, right after I got married. And then I got a job this
Living in the suburbs costs a lot to maintain. You should try living in a city.
last August after,
Jesus.
after being unemployed for like 8 months. And then I also got laid off from that job. So it's going great.
Honestly, if I wasn't so deep into my house, I would probably move.
It's going great. If anyone knows
yeah,
anything about how to get a job,
it's expensive. It's expensive.
in this economy, in this
Did I know that my wife has cancer? Yes, Undead Jeff, I did.
type of, is the worst field to
She
be
has colorectal cancer.
in is probably sales and marketing, but here I am. Unfortunately, that's what my degree is in, and unfortunately, that's the only experience I have. So if some person tells me to
Wait, so they stopped making money at 1 million? I said 100 million.
go back,
Rowdy, honestly, and it's not about stopping making money. It's about they will still make that money, but they pay 99% past that. So, like, again, you make $1 billion, you pay $1 billion.
and spend more to go into more debt for another degree.
And that's after the initial $1 billion. So it's like you get $1 billion on tax. Like you get your little tax right off there. So you get to keep that. So you're still a billionaire. Then you make another $1 billion, right? And then another $1 billion, and then another $1 billion, right? You make $10 billion. Okay, fine. You pay $5 billion in taxes on that.
Degree that might work, maybe, possibly. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, because
And that's with the 50% rate.
it's not useful.
I mean,
like, trust me, man. Like, any of this is better than what we currently have. And what you're doing right now is like, and I know, Rowdy, you're better than this, and this is why I get a little pissed at you, is because you are technically being a class traitor and fighting for the idea that we shouldn't do this.
I don't really know what to say because she's...
Or even try it. Like, this idea that we need to, like, protect the rich folk
in the same
is fucking insane coming from somebody that just told me yesterday that $500 would change their life today.
Same boat as a lot of the CS majors. 10 years ago, everybody under the sun was telling you to get a computer science degree. You'll be making 6 figures immediately. Oh, you're going to be so...
I said 1 mil's too low. I said 1 billion.
So rich. Now
1 billion.
That entire field is an absolute bloodbath.
Start the 50% tax rate at anything over 400 million or 500 million. I'll say that. Then once they make their billion, yeah, that's when they hit the 90%. I'll even do this 90% tax rate.
And with the advancements of technology, it doesn't seem to be getting better.
Donald, thank you for the $20.
$20. We got another comment from you guys right here. I
appreciate
my job with every fiber of my being. However, I'm blessed to have a job right now, so I'm just hanging on. And now we could transition to the other side of that statement. People quitting their jobs today with absolutely zero backup plan.
Y'all are broke and crying? Yeah, you're going to be broke and crying too when the American dollar fucking makes its massive downturn.
So now I'm unemployed.
Trust me, dude. Pay attention to the petrodollar. If we get moved off the petrodollar, you might want to start moving your money at that point.
And I feel sick because I don't know. Because I still have...
This one's stupid. The way that she quit her job and she's just like, I just quit my job and I don't know. I didn't have anything. It's like, yeah, that was a bad move.
bills to pay.
Yeah, that's what happens,
I have
lady.
a car lease and my car insurance and my dog and my apartment.
So if you've been following along with my videos, I've been dealing with a severe mid-career crisis. So I just started my career in sales and
Mid-career crisis?
decided that
God, TikTok has rotted the brains of so many fucking people.
I can't hack it in sales.
Yeah, which, okay, then go to work retail, but make sure you got that retail job lined up.
So I've been doing sales for one of the top broadcast companies.
Ooh, I bet it's Time Warner. I bet it's Time Warner. I bet she's in Georgia, and I bet it's Time Warner. Oh my God, dude, so many people are leaving that.
And my problem has just been that
I'm guessing, because I'll just say this. I know someone that's leaving Time Warner.
I cannot create enough work-life separation. So the way that people were speaking to me and when I was having to call people, the way that they were treating me was just bleeding so much into my personal life. There were about 100 other reasons, but that was probably the biggest one. Is it was devastating to my mental health at home. So I just quit. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really have a savings. It was probably super irresponsible of me to just quit my job.
Yes.
Without a plan.
Yes, it was.
And I would agree with that statement. I know that a lot of these jobs are pretty demanding. You're overworked and underpaid, especially if you're in sales, at least in my opinion.
Bone42000. If you are rich, then you can donate $420 to my wife's cancer fund without even thinking about it.
That's something that I would
So you ain't rich.
want to stay
You a pool boy just like us.
very far away from. I do not have that type of personality whatsoever. But again, the economy is
But you could prove me wrong.
pretty rough right now, along with the job market. Your new job is applying to jobs. I'm talking nearly 100 applications every day.
It's so easy. This is my favorite type of trolling are the money trollers, where they're just like,
You'll be able to get something
whatever,
within
dude. You're poor.
3 weeks. I don't know. That seems pretty optimistic.
Rich people can literally hear an insult like that and then just be like, oh yeah, bitch boy, here's $420. What you gonna say now?
Especially comparing to
But you don't got it.
some of the experiences we've seen in this video.
That would hurt you. If you lost $420, that would hurt you. So that's how I know you ain't rich.
I hate my job, but I refuse to quit. I'm quitting my job in 5 hours.
You're fucking poor as shit.
With no plans. Let's go.
Now I'm really
This is a
convinced that this
terrible
guy's just
time
a
to do this,
fucking...
but YOLO. The comment right after that.
Some kid just, I'm rich.
I quit my job
I
back
make
in
so
July.
much
Worst
money.
decision I've ever made for myself. Why on earth would you quit your job with nothing lined up in this job?
LARPing rich? No, for real. In a YouTube chat.
It's an absolutely abysmal job market. I did that and I was unemployed for
He's here in the chat. He's a poor hillbilly.
8 months.
Hey.
Just ask for the job back.
Rude.
Girl, I haven't found a job in 6 months trying every single day. Jobs are so hard to find. We got another one up on screen too. I just quit my job before my first day back from maternity leave.
Now, this one's really stupid. Never do that. By the way, never quit right after you took a substantial amount of time off.
Went in and packed my stuff with no notice. Sent an email.
Especially maternity leave, man. If you were using their insurance, you could really fuck yourself with that.
Email to my toxic boss. I have no backup plan. I still need income, but I feel in my soul I'm supposed
and bones gone
to do this. To be with my baby, prioritize motherhood, and the answer for what's next will come.
Because he's poor.
But I think the top
he needs to go back to work because, you know.
Comment makes a very good point. Prioritizing your child means being financially responsible as well. I hope.
No, we're literally going through the jobs market right now. Everything's still really fucking expensive and getting more expensive. Interest rates are only going down specifically because the economy is starting to tank and the jobs numbers are starting to fucking look really, really bad.
They don't make you pay back your maternity leave.
Also, the fact that we are now waiting on unemployment numbers again.
Wages. Some companies do that
yes.
if you don't return from leave. My friend did this and then had to pay back all of her medical benefits while she was on maternity leave. A couple grand in total. I don't know about that one, but we'll finish off this video with an example of somebody who really did this to themselves. I know that there are a lot of clips we've seen that people are just getting blindsided. No notice, they didn't do anything wrong. Just constant rounds of layoffs and eventually you...
$10 eggs. Where the hell did you live? I live in Chicago, and I'll just tell you what, like when eggs were fucking at their peak, I was paying $8.
Got screwed. But for this example, it definitely seems like...
So was it New York or California?
Like it could
Which
have
one?
been avoided.
I just got fired. I haven't gotten fired since I was a teenager. And it was because of me calling out of work and being late. And I loved that job.
What's up?
I loved that job. This is a reminder that you were disposable.
Well, it's also a reminder to not call into work too much.
Now that they have the new trainee, they're fine, right?
You loved it so much, you never showed up. It's not that you're disposable.
Unfortunately, I'm with the commenter on this one.
Because you weren't responsible. You said you got fired for calling out and showing up late.
Yeah, I'm not the one who's claiming to be a fucking rich boy in a random YouTube chat.
That
fucking LARPer.
It's on you. At some point, you have to grow up and be responsible.
You could shut me up so easily with this one, like I said, but nah, here you are, proving to me that you don't make any fucking money.
Own actions. Ma'am, weren't you aware that you needed to show up and work the days and hours you agreed upon? I was
rich, my ass.
Only late 40 times and missed 20. Why would they fire me?
So much disposable income.
If you call out often or are late a lot,
then I'm just going to sit here and take this shit and let this random streamer prove how much of a bitch boy I am.
They learn to be without you. Now they could give the job to someone who actually wants it. There were almost 10.
Just remember, he's the one who started it with him being rich.
10,000 comments on this video. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know
2 million to
what you
quit
guys
streaming
think in the comments down below.
You got it?
YouTube thinks you'll like
you
this
gotta cut that check.
video popping up on screen right now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys.
Sad part is that million, that would all go to like the medical bill
later.
Just to clear medical debt. That's where we're at, man. It's fucked. It's so fucked out there. And Indiana Trump voter uproar, shocking economic crisis in Indiana.
So the one-party rule in Indiana is a perfect example of why you shouldn't vote for Republicans. So I live in Indiana, and I have...
You don't even have... I know.
My entire
That's why I was like, you got that.
life. And we have had one-party rule for about 20 years now. What that means is that we have Republican governors, Senate, and House in the state of Indiana. Literally, the lawmakers in Indiana don't even have to consider what Democrats want right now in order to make laws. As a result of their lawmaking, we are...
Well, which one is it? Is everybody either guilty by association, or are we not going to be able to put together enough evidence to actually lock anybody up? At this point, no. Like, no.
50.
I listened to you guys talk about Hillary's emails, Biden's bullshit, all of this for way too long for you guys to just give up the goat now and just be like, yeah, you know what? This billionaire cabal that we've been talking about, that we started, that we got Trump on board with, yeah, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
In the nation for environmental friendliness. Our literacy rate goes down most years. Our mother mortality rate is the third highest in the nation. We ranked second worst.
And I'm going to focus on this one because, again, my tax monies go to them. Because, you know, red state.
For quality of life.
If you want to play red state, blue state, just look up how much your red state takes from blue states.
In the U.S. And
And how much would be missing if we just decided to go kind of go, yeah, you know what?
Gotta love the low cost of living.
During times of economic uncertainty, Indiana Republicans continue to remind us they will always prioritize the wealthy and the business class over regular people. And the 2025 legislative session is no different. Setting the biennial budget, Indiana had to make some pretty big changes because we are facing a revenue shortfall of over $2.4 billion. Thanks a lot, President Trump.
Yes, again, but all the tariff monies that we got, it was trillions of dollars, so we should be getting rebates, right?
And some big cuts were made.
Who said the thing about the $2,000 checks?
Made cuts to public health.
Who owns the water? Well, see, this is why I live where I live.
Higher education,
child
care subsidies on my way pre-K.
If Lake Michigan somehow dries up, then yeah, then I'll move.
They increased the cigarette tax.
But right now, actually, because our governor's pretty based, we own the water.
But they are still
told Nestle to get the fuck out of here.
Rolling out universal school vouchers. Now, they're waiting a whole year, but they're still rolling out school vouchers, which will
Trump owes you $9,000 now? Yeah, doesn't he owe the $2,000, and then we were going to get $5,000 Doge checks, so that's $7,000. Where's the other two? Was there another $2,000 check that he promised that I'm missing?
Apply to the top 3.
Crypto cold. I eat peanut butter and beans and invest what's left over into bills. Well, I mean, if you're paying attention to crypto today, $1.7 trillion in market cap just lost in a matter of 24 hours.
0.5%.
Yeah, it's not great.
Of income earners in Indiana. During this period of economic uncertainty, they are still giving government welfare to the top 3.5% of Hoosiers. It is disgusting public policy. The top 3.5%, if they want to send their kids to
it's only if you voted for them. Wait, do you actually believe that, Rowdy?
School, they are already doing that because
man, Rowdy, I got some respect for you. I would lose a little there.
I will remind you in 2022
when bro, come on. Come on.
Indiana expanded its voucher program to go up to $220,000 of income per year. Enrollment in the voucher program went up over 30%, but enrollment in private school went up less than 5% because the people who wanted to send their kid to private
why are red states on welfare?
School
exactly.
were already paying to do so.
Also, you don't apparently understand like the whole GOP or GDP per state, and then also the subsidies that you guys take.
Now they get to do it.
Well, I'm assuming that you live in a red state if you're talking like that.
With a government coupon paid for by your taxpayer dollars. And let's add all of
no cure for TDS. Well, yeah, I guess not. You're going to be sipping on your Trump daddy syndrome forever, man.
To the B.
Every time somebody says TDS in my chat, I just see them where it's like, oh, you're just calling for daddy, and daddy's not paying attention to you.
Property tax bill that was signed into law last week by Governor Braun. Remember, even if you get a savings of a couple $100 on your property tax bill per year, your local income taxes are going up. If you're a renter, you will get no savings in your rent and your income taxes will go up. And if your
look up the top recipients of welfare per state.
Home is worth less than $150,000. Not only could your local income taxes go up, your property tax will go up because those property tax savings are not going to apply to anybody whose home is worth less than $150,000. It is truly abhorrent behavior by Indiana Republicans. They continue to tell us what they value, and what they value is not 97% of the people in Indiana. Republicans control 88% of the local offices in the state of Indiana. That is a stat that Governor Braun and other Trump supporters keep repeating in an attempt to justify Trump's desire to cheat in the 2026 election and beyond by redrawing Indiana's maps. They really want us to believe that Indiana is so hopelessly Republican, no Democrat should ever have the chance to win an election.
Top recipients right now for 2025, New Mexico, Louisiana, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Oregon. Mississippi's not number one. Top welfare spending is California and New York, which, again, population density is a thing. High resilience on federal aid. The top ones are Montana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Alaska, and New Mexico. Huh, weird.
Election here. But that 88% number, as with most things that comes out of the mouth of Braun and these other yahoos, is complete nonsense. And guess what? I've got some numbers too. 52%. That's the percentage of Indiana voters who have chosen the Republican candidate for president over the last several elections. 52%. How does that mean that our congressional representation should be 100% Republican? It does not. How about some more numbers? There are 110 cities in the state of Indiana run by a mayor. 68 of those mayors are Republican.
Take less. He responded with that he's proud of the entrepreneur us to cut $1,000 less as he keeps.
Jesus.
We're going to cheat. That's literally the only position they have.
All right, dude.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun recently held a town hall in Tippecanoe County where he was booed off the stage when a constituent stood up and asked him why he's expecting Indiana to do more with less as he keeps proposing huge slashing of funding, especially to public schools and libraries for children, while ultimately giving him and his cabinet members a raise. His cabinet members are making at the top tier $275,000, where he's making
right now in 2025, no,
$220,000.
they are not the top recipients.
Which ultimately is up from Governor Holcomb's pay of $133,000. Altogether, they're causing over $1 million more in salaries.
Number 4.
While asking us to cut
Hey.
everything and take
Oh,
less.
It's because of population density.
He responded with that he's proud of the entrepreneurs
Go
that
figure.
he has hired to handle
It's
this
almost like the
because
cities.
they're going to help us save money in the long run. So Indiana, you keep doing less. Him and his people deserve that money.
I was confused.
None of it matters. It's all just to keep everyone fighting each other so we can't fix the system. Yes. That is one of the most true things that has been said in my chat in a long time.
Trump won in
Winter Sauce.
2016.
Okay.
I was deeply hurt when he won in 2024. I judged every person who walked around smiling and happy the next day. Sometimes I can't even watch videos of Kamala Harris because I can't get over what could have been. I'm still heartbroken and devastated.
Places where they don't want to talk about consent when you're dealing with young women and their rights. Where are those places? In my state. You're insulting our state.
I have 2 concerns. The first one is eliminating consent. I don't understand how we could possibly not agree to consent, to teach that as
Jesus, it's almost like they're fucking trying to create a new Epstein class. Weird. It's also kind of weird that a lot of fucking MAGA seem to be just not involved at all in the fucking Epstein stuff anymore, because it turns out that it wasn't all just Dems.
Senator Yoder's point goes on to the child development side. I'll get to the video in a second, but for the consent, it protects both boy and girl,
Which mod?
man and woman. We are talking about teenagers that sometimes don't learn that they can say no. So to me, this is just, we're protecting our youth. And so I need an explanation why you would take it out.
Oh, Sylvia. Sylvia, are you pissing him off?
And the school board's local control on that issue.
Sylvie's awesome. Yeah, I was about to say, I got Sylvie's back on this one.
Also do it.
But we're going to allow it to local control. I really don't have time to go into much more debate.
Who did you
Yeah, with checks and balances, Rowdy.
consult with?
No.
This is actually kind of the whole thing. If we didn't fuck with the government and if we didn't constantly take away the checks and balances from, Donald Trump specifically, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess. But now he's gone and he's done it under the auspices of yeah, you know what? You always want to smell government. Well, this is what we get.
Come to me. This is a decision.
You get people that will just be blatantly corrupt because they know they're not going to get investigated. They know they're going to get away with this shit. No, there should always be, honestly, in my system, I think that if we're going to entertain this 2-party system, then whoever the perfect way would be in the midterms, and this is kind of how it goes anyway. America, obviously has an appetite for this, just looking at the statistics. Whenever somebody wins the presidency, in the midterms, the opposing party usually wins. This is just like how politics have gone forever. Now, we are in this really weird position where we're looking at the polling numbers. We know that this would be a bloodbath for Trump, but we're just sitting here waiting for him to rig the election and just see how bad it is, to see if we can just beat the rigging.
That I made to
And honestly, the Democrats are complicit in this.
not have it in there.
And so I'm confused, though, because your expertise is not in
Get you on jail.
human sexuality instruction that I'm aware of. And so I'm wondering, did you consult with any experts about whether or not this is suitable to be removed, especially in a state where right now it's 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 of our teenage girls experiences sexual assault or sexual abuse
I'm gonna take you
or
upstairs.
sexual harassment before they even leave high school. And so I'm just wondering what experts were consulted with.
Yeah, so I appreciate your concerns. Again, this is a sensitive subject for many.
He was chewing on my my headphone cord.
I believe it may be different.
All of my cords have little kitty teeth marks in them. I got to be careful here. That might be why I got shocked.
For the most part, local control on making those decisions.
Can you identify those localities where it's a problem to talk about consent? Because I'd like to know.
No,
and I think the people who live there would
This is insane that they had this debate.
like to know whether the issue of consent is somehow debated among men and women in that district.
Yeah, well,
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, Rowdy, because you could do that in a way where so agencies are like the big one, where you don't necessarily have like the politicians doing it. You actually have agencies that are just nonpartisan, like the Fed. Honestly, like as bad as the Fed has done in certain categories, they've also done well in maintaining where we're at. I don't know. You know what? No, I might be full of shit on that one. I'm gonna rework that.
I will say I will leave it, me personally.
That's what happens in real time. I start talking, I'm like, wait, no.
I want to see it left up to local control on that issue.
I mean, so there must be places where they don't want to talk about consent when you're dealing with young women and their rights. Where are those places? In my state. You're insulting our state.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Love my stream. Thanks.
Would demand the immediate resignation of Pete Hegseth, Michael Waltz, and the rest of the group.
Even the Supreme Court is compromised. Well, I mean, they have been for pretty much since the 90s. Now it's just more obvious because of the way that they have, the swing. Honestly, I think the Supreme Court should be a non-political entity, like all around, where it doesn't matter. Like, you shouldn't know the political swing of any of these judges.
My question is actually related to all of the immigrants that are being rounded up and deported.
It should be based solely on performance of them in the judiciary. But now we have this thing where, like, Amy Coney Barrett, where they literally looked at the fact that it's like, well, she goes to this church, so that's a reason that we might want her. Then we have, I like beer.
Are they entitled to due process? Or are we...
Yes, the audio is weird. I don't know what's going on recently, but anytime that there's like these embedded videos, YouTube's been like doing some weird shit with this. I noticed this the other day too when I was just watching videos.
A lot of these people, what President Trump did it last time when he tried, if you seek asylum, wait in the other country, not getting here in the country. So there is no...
Oh, to hear a bitch with an accent say that? Oh my God, I want to send her back. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. You know what? No. We're doing this thing where we're fucking rescinding people. You know what? Since you feel so strongly about that one. Yeah, if she feels like that, then she can go back. I don't care. Yeah, she can go back to her little her bombed out country. Fuck, I got an American friend that's living there. At least he has like the conviction.
How many relatives,
the nerve? Yeah, fuck her.
including in-laws, do you have on your payroll?
Especially because us, with us libs with the fucking Ukrainian flag and us getting behind that early, that's the reason that she's even allowed to stay here. Fucking bitch.
in your various groups?
You know, we hire based on qualifications and solely based on qualifications.
I'm assuming they're all beautifully qualified. How many of these beautifully qualified relatives do you have on your staff, in-laws or not in-laws?
Everyone on my staff are uniquely qualified for the positions.
I'm not questioning that. I think they're all great. How many of them are there, and what is their relationship?
It's like, dude, did you employ your family, yes or no?
And what are you paying them?
I appreciate the question, sir.
What's the difference between the Bible and the Constitution? There's a huge fucking difference, Rowdy.
But
Now you're just trying to do that thing. Is the Constitution what's going to dictate your morals?
I came here to do a job.
Jesus Christ. I said this yesterday, bro. You need to lay off the fucking debate bro shit.
And I'm going to get the best of the best. And
I think that maybe you would stop thinking like this and maybe like start answering some of these questions for yourself and just be like, yeah, you know what?
Glad to tell you that
I'm giving you that they're the best. What are you paying and how many are there?
Because this isn't just asking questions anymore.
There is no secret. There is a transparent portal there for everyone to see them. So
The transport portal tells me who's your brother-in-law, who's your cousin.
Well,
Man, that's a hell of a portal.
Well, I'm very proud to tell you that I stand with my team members. They are the best in the business.
Did you hire one of your brother-in-laws for a newly created position?
If you voted to get, if you vote, you get burned.
More than
simple.
$100,000?
I appreciate the question, sir.
Fit into my base or get the fuck out. Typical.
didn't
I didn't say that they have to fit into my base.
You're not answering? You did do that, right?
I do have the best of the
I have
best
plenty of people here that are, they disagree with me.
in our office, and I'm proud
But
to
just
say.
because, that doesn't mean that I'm going to all of a sudden change my views to make sure that I curate my content to them.
Secretary of State's office has the best state government employees.
Mr. Secretary, I've been
Last thing I'm going to do is, is such and such going to think this? I shouldn't say it.
in here a long time,
That's not this show, baby.
but I've never seen such an abject refusal to tell the public what you're doing, and you're here asking for millions of dollars in increases.
Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Hello, here illegally from Windsor visiting.
At Brian 78 $5.
No, not one of these
Hello,
visa
here
holders.
illegally from Windsor, Canada emoji, visiting.
Ah, well, you better be playing hockey or something.
For your office, and you won't answer these
appreciate that.
fundamental questions.
Thank you, Brian.
I will have to vote against any part of the budget for your agency, given that.
Migrants are objectively good because they're actually like a net benefit to the country and our economy.
You take no bid contracts, you have a bonus.
But most people hear that and all of a sudden they're just like, so you want illegal immigrants to flood the border? No, it's because you're disingenuous and like right there would be the pivot where it's just like, oh, okay.
Program that is not an organized.
Oh, there's tons wrong with Donald Trump's economy. The economy sucks right now, and we're heading towards a even worse fucking outcome. Dude, when you have Republican economists coming out and saying, yeah, you know what? We're looking at this, but we're not only going to be entering a full-blown recession by March if he doesn't turn some of this shit around, and if the credit card rates do end up going to 10%, apparently, guess what the credit cards aren't going to do? They're not going to give any of us credit. That's how that goes. They're just going to lock it down.
Nice program. You won't tell me who your in-laws are or relatives who work for you. You won't deal with the fact that you give no bid contract.
But honestly, like I have been saying and beating this dead horse at this point, if we lose our status as the petrodollar, the entire American economy and the American experiment, for that matter, is done.
And then get tens of thousands of dollars in political contributions.
And we are contributing to this idea of, yeah, you know what? We need to give billionaires more because then they'll give us more, like they'll give us the money. Like you guys bought into trickle-down economics well after we have established that it never worked.
So just for the record.
But keep going back to Reaganomics to try and fix something that the Trumponomics, which is now technically from the Bidenomics. But here's my favorite part. Donald Trump is doing the exact same thing that really tanked Biden with anybody that was more independent leaning, was the fact that he constantly came out here saying the Biden economy is doing great. You know what? Inflation's going down, folks. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Everybody should just wait. Just hold on. And that did not fucking help. Trump is doing the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Everything is more expensive at the fucking grocery store. The only thing objectively cheaper is gas prices.
Questions because I'm sick of these.
Which does not necessarily affect the overall economy. Does it make it cheaper to go to work? Sure.
These refusals.
But does that mean that that's going to suddenly give you all that extra money that you would have had before without the tariffs or any of that? No. Housing, still astronomically expensive. Car parts, astronomically expensive. The tariffs are still there.
And you're going to get a no.
In my honest opinion, it's already too late for the petrodollar.
Well,
Yeah, we're fucked. No, it's going to be if I had to guess, like if I had to make like a prediction right now, China will take over the petrodollar by 2030.
Every aspect of your budget from this seat, and I hope from many others. Thank you for your time.
I'd like to.
Last time I checked, aren't gas prices going back up? Yes.
Down.
Or remaining stagnant. They haven't gone below whatever the dip was that he was saying, like $1.99 or whatever.
It's our intention to withdraw this proposal.
See, now this was based. I love the fact, see, and you look at all these people, these are the constituents that live there that didn't want this data center, but somehow, some way, you got people out there, well, bots mostly, that are just like, oh, these stupid people, they're going to really regret not having that data center.
I'm in Indianapolis.
Veggies are actually more expensive. Eggs are still expensive. Actually, eggs just went back up. They went down for a little bit. Flour, really? You just said flour? I just bought flour yesterday. It was more expensive. Meats are way more expensive. I didn't get any fucking stew meat, which is supposed to be the cheap cuts. Dude, for a fucking just a big chuck roast, right? That used to cost around $9. They were charging $22 for it.
Where Google just pulled down their petition to build an AI data
But then again, I do live in a very urban area, so
center, preventing the city council from voting on whether
it's more about percentages than it is the actual numbers. But yes, the percentage that I'm paying at the grocery store, if I had to like really break it down, I'm probably paying just from even last month, another 20%
to advance the project.
Like, it's insane. And then cleaning supplies, any of that bullshit, that skyrocketed in price too.
For a long time, it felt like we were four people with cardboard swords fighting a monster. But tonight, it shows that people power still reigns.
This was do or die.
Yeah, just Google it, Maggots. Price is not dropping.
We came prepared to fight with every.
They don't want to because they will never recognize an objective reality where Donald Trump is not at the top.
Everything we have against this data.
This is why they have TDS. This is why, like, I think it's ridiculous that they just don't own being cultists. Like, they really should.
Because if they voted it up.
Like, your idol is seriously doing you wrong, and you can't even do it right.
It feels like I'm not going to have my livelihood destroyed. We farm 3 acres, so.
Do I mind saying what city?
There's no
Chicago.
Water or water
blue state.
contamination. I don't have a business.
Residents remain cautious.
Yeah, no, I know that Illinois, we're already one of the ones that is in a soft recession.
Optimistic, but it's clear that the fight is far from over. This is the same tactic.
Which sucks, too, because we just balanced our fucking budget for the first time in years.
That a secretive tech company used in St. Charles, Missouri, which pulled down their application.
Dude, health-wise, he ain't going to make it to 2028. Honestly, if I had to place bets at this point, I would say that he's not going to make it.
In the hopes of returning to the community.
I'm not going to go Dave Rubin with it and just be like, I'm going to quit doing my stream, though.
When opposition fades away.
I don't trust Google for 1 second. We have been told before that if they withdraw on their own, then they can come back in 3 months.
Now we got, again, big tech coming in saying this is a perfect place for data centers, but they forgot to ask Hoosiers. Yeah. And Hoosiers is saying no. All my Hoosiers, I love you all. Keep fighting.
This is yet another rejection of big tech secretly inserting themselves into a community, threatening its water supply and electricity costs. Well, this story
and we have to say no to big tech.
Residents halted Google's
That's how this
plans,
goes.
and that alone is worth celebrating.
My 6 years on the council, I've never seen all the rooms filled to the max with people waiting in the lobby. I'm overjoyed by the amount of community support that came out for this.
In a world where
yeah, but in such a great economy under Trump, why are people like organizing in this way? What? Communities going to their local the local village hall and holding their politicians to account? Why would they do that if the economy was so great?
Constantly being divided. Everyone showed up tonight with a common goal.
Newsom in the mileage tax. Yeah, I will admit that. Yeah, some of the blue state taxes make absolutely no sense. As someone who lives in one, I can say, yes, we are overtaxed on shit.
I've been like hoping that something would bring us together, and it looks like data centers are.
Hey, Indiana, just wanted to remind y'all that you voted for an asshole who is laying off
Man, yeah, this audio is like so bad.
eliminating positions.
Like you can hear some of it, but then the rest of it just... And you know what? I have noticed it's certain videos.
in the name of fiscal responsibility. Fiscal responsibility does not apply to Governor Braun giving himself and his cabinet secretaries hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of raises. Fiscal responsibility does not apply to Braun installing a helicopter pad at his house. Fiscal responsibility also does not apply to the lieutenant
All
governor's
right,
office.
well, since this is scuffed, I am out because that audio is fucking awful. All right, here we go. I got some I got some news stories to cover. Let's do this one. The guy that got beat up by a bunch of high